Developed by Reflections and published by Psygnosis in 1989, Shadow of the Beast has to go down as one of the all-time Amiga classics, a landmark game even. And look at this epic artwork by Roger Dean, just superb. Fans of bands such as Yes and Asia will also be well aware of his work. People will never believe just how glorious the actual game graphics looked back in the day either, a tribute to the sort of technical wizardry capable on the Commodore Amiga, and now, looking back at this game, it makes me proud to have owned one. The plot, in a nutshell, cast you as a mutated hero out to get vengeance against the beast mages. Your life gets turned upside down when witnessing a human sacrifice who turns out to be your father. Reminds you of your old time as a human and the monstrosity you've become. So you do what anyone else would do, start killing lots and lots of enemies. If you want to read the full plotline and story, then I've linked the actual game manual in the description of the video. The action begins against horizontally scrolling and beautifully detailed scenery, populated by a host of assorted mutated nasties such as black lagoon monsters and giant wasps. You start off with a whopping 12 hit points, but don't let this high number give you too much confidence, as they can all very easily be lost, and before you know it, your Beastman's hearts soon start to dwindle. They explode upon being hit, and soon enough you might find yourself looking at a close-up of your festering corpse while listening to the wonderfully composed "Sorry mate, you died" music. However, as you explore, more hit points can be found amongst other interesting items such as the comical "Don't Touch" levers, a laser gun and a jetpack. Some weapons such as an electrical bolt last only a set time and must be used on the right monster if you're to progress. Get far enough and you'll find potions which restore all your lives, but it's no easy task to find them. Nothing contributes to that atmosphere more than David Whittaker's moody, richly textured soundtrack. It evokes an eerie, lonely, almost otherworldly feel. The graphics, as mentioned, were truly superb, rich with colour, and the silky smooth, multi-layered parallax background scrolling created a dizzying pseudo 3D effect never seen before in games. The beast's punch sounds bone-crunching, and a weapon acquired in the later levels of the game actually samples the pulse rifle from Aliens. If that isn't cool, I don't know what is.
Let's rock!
To begin with, however, your only defense against enemies is a punch or flying kick. A limited puzzle element gives some relief, but it's mostly combat that's required to initially get you through each section. In fact, there's 350 scrolling screens of pure beat-em-up action. But it's not easy by any means. In fact, this game's so hard, you can crack nuts with it. The controls, on the other hand, are pretty straightforward. Left and right to move left and right, down to crouch, up to jump, use an exit or climb a ladder, and you can punch or kick by pressing the fire button. If you have a weapon, then sure, you'll fire the weapon with the fire button. Also, you can perform flying kicks if jumping at the same time as hitting fire. It's also wise to watch your step, as stepping into a pit or off a high ledge will prove fatal. As briefly mentioned, certain creatures can only be destroyed by special weapons. It's up to you to discover the best way to use the artifacts you find and how to tackle the creatures you encounter. However, with only one life, no progress saving, no continue option under original conditions, dying can get old pretty fast. Bah! Use a trainer, I say. Why the hell not? I must admit that this game still holds fond memories for me. It wasn't until around 1992 when I got my first Amiga 500 Plus, after my original Commodore 64 was beginning to heavily show signs of wear and tear. All my friends at school were raving about this game for their Atari ST or Amiga, and I just wanted to get my hands on it and give it a whirl. I couldn't find a copy for the C64, you see, but I did eventually get it for the Amiga around '92. Admittedly, at first, it was a bit of a mixed bag for me. probably due to the difficulty. Maybe it's because I was more into sensible soccer by then, not sure. But even now, all these years later, after all the times I saw that pile of bones in the middle of the swamp, after countless hours attempting over and over to get far enough to capture decent enough footage, I've grown to love it again. It's hard. It might be rose-tinted spectacles, maybe, but yes, it's still a classic. Big thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and please do be sure to share some of your experiences with Shadow of the Beast in the comments section. Was you a fan of this game, or did you think it was just too difficult to play? I'd be interested to hear your feedback. Don't forget that there's loads more games on the channel playlist if you love Commodore Amiga or even Commodore 64 games, and it's my mission to revisit them all, with the hope to awaken some nostalgic memories, and maybe even to encourage us to get these games loaded up once more. So jump on board by subscribing to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, bye for now.